with the big marshmallows, not the little ones.
Not the little
Always
ones.
the big ones. 2 marshmallows in the cup pretty much filled the cup. That was
Yeah, you didn't have room for the hot chocolate after you put the marshmallows
no,
in there.
and our other one was hot apple cider with the fresh cinnamon sticks in it. Sit in there, and those are our traditions. It's like it's not huge things, but it's the little things.
In a lot of cases, it's the things that you remember, and that's kind of the important things. I don't think our parents and our grandparents necessarily even realize how big of impact some of the things they do, special traditions, and just even situations. I remember when I was probably about 10 years old, maybe even younger than that. My father taking me and a friend down to Chinatown in our here in Winnipeg, and getting us foot-long hot dogs. Yes, foot-long hot dogs in Chinatown. And that was so impactful for me. I brought it up, and my dad doesn't even remember. He says, I can't believe you remember that. He says, well, to me, it was a huge deal. I'd never seen a foot-long hot dog before. So, maybe that was part of the reason. But, it's stuff like that really, sticks with us. And, we have fond memories.
I definitely agree. Weems actually, he put his Christmas Eve tradition. I really actually like his. He goes for a candlelight church service, then he comes home for a dinner of homemade gumbo.
Oh.
And that's a really, really good. Most your Christmas Eve traditions kind of seem to hover around food, which is good because food is pretty much what brings families together.
It does, and there's something very comforting about food, and it's why we kind of don't frown on it and people going off and eating a lot during this time of year because in our culture, and not just our culture, but almost every culture, there is traditions, and there's festivals, everything that's surrounded food, whether it's Christian or Jewish or the Muslim faith or Hindu or whatever.
Christmas just isn't Christmas without cranberry sauce from a can.
Says you. We make our own cranberry sauce.
I've tried so many different types of homemade cranberry sauce, and it just doesn't do it for me. Nothing says cranberry sauce like the
going off. Yeah,
like the slurp it makes from the can. Yeah, like that's pretty much the best thing. Like that was my job every Christmas morning, getting ready for Christmas dinner and that. I was opening up the can.
Don't you even think, no!
Cranberry sauce.
Attacked by a cat again.
I opened up the can of cranberry sauce, and I put it on the plate, and then I proceeded to run away with the plate. That was my Christmas. That was pretty much what we did every Christmas, and arguing about whether or not the potatoes was lumpy enough. We gave up trying to get rid of the lumps from the mashed potatoes, so we instead counted how many lumps there were in the mashed potatoes to see if there was actually enough.
It was funny. I'm thinking of weird Christmas traditions. Maybe you're too young to remember this, because you're 10 years younger than me. But there was a time where a lot of networks would go off and for Christmas Eve would play out The Wizard of Oz, with and to me that was like I stuck out. That sticks out to me for some reason. It came to mind, and I'm not sure where the harmony there was between Christmas and a story about a little girl being lost in another land.
I think it's the whole story of the magic, and there's no place like home, and things like that. And technically, she's asking the Great Wizard for something, so it's almost as if they're saying the Great Wizard is kind of like Santa Claus granting, the present.
Well, if he was Santa Claus, he was the worst Santa Claus ever.
Yes.
I'm telling you, he was nothing more than a charlatan.
No, and but I do think some of the best Christmas movies are movies that really aren't Christmassy. I watch a Nightmare Before Christmas. Around Christmas time because it is technically Halloween/Christmas movie.
It's more a Christmas movie than a Halloween movie. Yes, it's got Halloween characters, but it's really about Christmas.
Yeah, and see, and
The
you can
sad
see
thing
it
is, sorry, the sad thing is I've never actually seen the movie.
it's a really great movie, and it's just one of the things that really stands out to me. Like, I'm a huge Halloween fan. I really haven't been huge into Christmas. I'll tolerate it and and whatnot, but Halloween has always been that thing for me. And with recent years of Halloween kind of switching and not becoming so popular with people, and it's getting really hard to decorate and things like that because you risk losing your decorations. Christmas has started to kind of come back as a more popular thing, and it's a little bit to get used to.
I think with a lot of people, it's the commercialization of Christmas that really has turned a lot of people off. And I'm one of those people. I would love to go off and decorate my yard for Christmas. I actually went off and got an inflatable Santa Claus, and he's yet to make it out on my yard. Probably won't make it this year. Hoping next year. Now my son actually seems to notice, there's something going on, what Christmas is. I think next year might be the perfect time to go off and to start doing, sort of traditions. My neighbor literally, at the end of September is putting up his Christmas lights and, has them on every single night until, he can take them down again in the spring, which can be kind of annoying.
Yeah, I don't understand people like that can put up their lights so early and leave them up so late. But I don't know. Like, I look forward to the Christmas season, but at the same point, it's all I really look forward to the day after, because Boxing Day, of course, is the start of the World Juniors for hockey, which is
also our country's version of Black Friday.
Yes.
So.
Which I usually ignore. I usually watch. This year it's actually Canada versus Russia, which is a really awesome game.
That will be a good one.
The biggest one is New Year's, because it's always Canada versus U.S. And for me, I find it like my Christmas. You sit around, you're drinking, your drink or whatever, you're eating, and you're watching one of the greatest games in hockey history. The World Juniors, Canada versus U.S., country versus country. And neighbor versus neighbor.
I was blessed to go off and actually to get to see one of those games, Canada versus United States games, live a few years ago. In fact, I went off in I'm trying to remember now. Oh God, we're probably going back 15 years ago. Here in Winnipeg, getting a chance to go see two of the junior games, including Canada versus the U.S. on New Year's Eve, which unfortunately Canada lost. I know, Weeb, you're probably going to be crowing about that, if you even care about hockey, or if you even know what hockey is down your gumbo, fevered, location.
But that's my Boxing Day tradition. We spent more time focusing on what Boxing Day was. Pretty much the relaxation and the start of the hockey. Of the World Juniors, which is a really important time for us as hockey fiends, and that was what we looked forward to. Yeah, the Christmas dinner, the Christmas Eve tradition, blah blah blah. But nothing says Christmas season like the start of hockey season on Boxing Day. It's especially
that is amen, brother.
Yeah, especially here in Canada, it's what we are.
And as we've proven on many occasions, we are the greatest hockey country of all time.
Yes. So we
deal with that.
We will start to wind down our show. It's been a great show. Talking about Christmas is a really good thing, especially so close to Christmas.
Absolutely, man. So you know what? Thanks, guys, for listening. For those guys that, ladies and gentlemen who have went off and have, listened to us every week, not just live like our buddy Wayne does, but who go back and, listen to our show after we went off the air, we really appreciate it. We promise that in the year to come, we are going to try to elevate ourselves and try to, trying to improve our show in the upcoming year. I mean, we definitely got some ideas that are coming across and some stuff coming up, which could be very promising.
Yeah, we will definitely do a show right after New Year's, and we'll do a rundown of different things that are coming up, and of little festivals, events going on in the city, and things that we will be making appearances at.
So, and for Weem and for everyone else that might be listening from the EFED, world, I'm going to try my darndest to get the Pullmania / Lions Road Christmas show up this Friday. And Weem, I am definitely going to use your idea. I've been thinking about it, and it's too good not to go off into use. So thanks for the idea, bud. I really appreciate it. So you know what? It's time for us to get going. So you can follow us on Twitter.
You can follow me at Real CAPT Fizz, so at Real Captain Fizz.
You can follow me, that local fellow, at That Mask Guy. Follow the show at FizzMash Show. You can go to our website, www.fizzmashow.com. In the new year, we are going to try to go off into get that a page back up and going, and try to get up to trying to get as many of our episodes up there as possible, so you can go back and listen to it. But you can also go there to find links to all 3 Twitter accounts which we've mentioned, plus a link to our Facebook page. If you're just on Facebook, again, look up Captain Fizz and the Mask Guy. We would really appreciate hearing from you guys, especially on that page. Tell us about your Christmas traditions. Tell us about what your favorite Christmas movies are. Maybe even tell us how much you hate having, cranberry sauce out of a can, or absolutely love it. In that case, and if you guys have any ideas, please, feel free to go off and to, message us on Facebook or on our Twitter accounts and give us any suggestions or ideas that you have. And if you're listening and you want us to interview you, we'd love to do that too.
Yes, all you have to do is send us a message. We will actually respond to everything immediately as soon as we see it. Either myself or that Mask Guy will actually respond to it, sometimes both.
Yeah. So you guys, you know what? Thanks again for listening. And in the meantime, and in between time, good night. God bless. May the force be with you.
And as always, stay frosty, my people. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next week.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.